Hello, everybody. I'm in a lovely corner of the world. Can you see it? There's the sea at the back. Hence the contrast, and hence me being a little bit dark. But I hope you don't mind. I just thought that you needed to see a little bit of the context where I'm in. Hola. No, no, pots parlar. That was Catalan, by the way. So it's the Ask Guillem, like every week, sponsored, of course, by Football Index. And we've got a few questions. To be honest, the questions are getting better and better, and they're not all transfer stories or transfer rumors, although this week mostly they are. But there is people that try to take me into a little bit of a discussion onto something to do with football or trends in football. I always like that. But today is mostly a transfer special. So let's start with what Nabil Faulkner is asking. He's put, of course, it's tweeted me the cover of Marca, which I'd seen, that says Zidane is asking for Mané. And let me tell you what I know of that. Basically, yes, we do know for certain that Zidane wanted Mané to come in the summer, and conversations took place, as in Real Madrid showed interest in him, but of course Zidane left, and that was that. So it was an easy story to recover, and that's exactly what's happened. The story's out there again that Zidane may be interested in Mané. Problem is, basically, Liverpool have got no interest whatsoever in getting rid of Mané. There is no buyout clause. There is no way to actually get Mané out of Liverpool. So, with that in mind, I would say that story is basically dead. The next one comes from Konstantin Herman, who's saying, what do you say about Dembélé being injury prone and about his change of attitude? Is the only player to turn up to work at the club every day this week. First of all, you're kind of well informed. Not every day, because it wasn't necessary that he did. There was a couple of days off in the last few days, but it has been a change of attitude. There's no doubt about that. All of a sudden, Dembélé realised that some of the things that he did, like playing the PlayStation for hours no end, going to bed late, or even not training at the intensity that he should, meant eventually that he couldn't have given his best. Not just that, if he didn't follow the advice of the physical trainers, what you got basically is a player that whose body suffers. So that's what we've seen. He's injured again, of course. He's recovering. He probably will be okay for the Manchester United game. And he is seen this year with the push of his own family, actually, but also conversations with Abidal and with the club, that he had to change his ways, and he's doing exactly that. Let's deal with Arna Patel was asking, how do you rate Unai Emery's season so far? Has the transition been smooth? Also, news about a small transfer budget. Is that true? What do you call small these days? If you are Huesca, any transfer budget of the size of Arsenal will be huge. Compared to other transfer budgets in the Premier League, it may not be, and it will not be the biggest. So there's going to have to be money raised through the players. There's no doubt about that. I think everybody's aware of it. But the idea is to identify transfers targets soon and start working on it as soon as possible. Hence, I think Arsenal, I've said it for a while, they're a little bit late in terms of choosing a director of football that could have helped with that. But there is enough people at the club to actually go for those transfers that have been identified, positions that have been identified, and trying to get the players that they need for it. So that's the second part of the question. The first one, the transition continues, I would say. Has it been smooth? Well, you are seeing a team that is a little bit more consistent, that comes onto the pitch knowing more about the rivals, that starting to, Emery is starting to put a style into Arsenal. And people are saying, what is that? I've said it all along. It's a team with layers. A team that when they feel they can attack, they will. When they feel they have to defend, they will, and they will suffer to do so. And I'm happy to go through those spaces and have those layers. That's what he's trying to get in training. I insist Arsenal don't have a much winner like all the teams have, which means that they have to work as a collective. But so far, so good. The team has stopped the demise that we were saying, the fact that they were getting worse year by year. That has been stopped. Now it's a matter next season and the season after to give a step forward. But before, if possible, of course, finish top four. You have to say that Unai has given new weapons to the side, and that everybody, almost everybody, apart from one or two suspects, which we all know who they are, have reached at least the minimum of their potential. They can improve, I'm sure they can, but they need players, as we know, centre-backs, full-backs. Meanwhile, the targets are being met, I would say, with that fight for the top four. Brayo is asking, is Saúl Ñíguez coming to City, Manchester City? They're not interested in him. And I know stories doing the rounds, but I better tell you early, Manchester City, they're not interested in Saúl. Is he a good player? He's a fantastic player. Is he for sale? But interestingly enough, stories have come from the Spanish press. Some of the journalists that are close to Simeone, not many, but I've come out with this line that he's one of the players that they may be willing to sell. And I'm very surprised about that. Very surprised because he's a player that certainly this year could have been better, especially in key moments. But you are talking about in my eyes, still will be one of the top midfielders in Europe in the next couple of seasons. So keep an eye on that. But I do think that he will stay at Atletico Madrid. And I'm convinced, by the way, that Manchester City, well, I know Manchester City are not after him. What else? We've got Steven Radding, Stanford. That guy again, that guy again. I love that handle. Wish I had thought of it before. Says, has the appeal of El Clásico been in decline since the days of Pepe Mourinho, or even since Ronaldo moved to Juve? And I would tell you that you obviously are in your 30s, so you probably were born to Spanish football around that time, perhaps just before Pep and Guardiola, and that's why you're not seeing the same height. So that means that the Clásico must be in decline. Not at all. It has been for a long while. Easy narrative, very easy narrative. Messi, Ronaldo. Before was Jose Mourinho, Pep Guardiola. We'll find all the narratives, and you're still talking about two of the best teams in the world in the same league. So we have to feel privileged for it. Imagine last year Manchester City twice, and imagine them meeting. It'd be classic. It'd be epic. But imagine as well having the story that those two clubs have, with the tension that are in the streets of Spain right now, with the idea that half of Catalonia believes they should be independent, and obviously Madrid reinforcing, and Spain generally reinforcing the Spanish feeling. It's been two ways of understanding the world that I always found in football a little bit of a clash, cultural clash. That will continue. Decline. I just wonder when people say that, and it's not just you that has said it, if you started getting tired of football, if it has been too much football, if you think now Clásico is just any other game, I still haven't reached that stage. So to me, it's a big game. He says, why can't I find your book Messi in English here in Sweden? It is in English, and also it's been updated since the last World Cup. So you will have a look at Amazon. I'm sure you'll find it there. Mikey Loveridge, MUFC, a Manchester United fan, he says, Real Madrid need Galacticos again. Thinking about it logically, I think Mbappé will be a huge target for Real Madrid, and I believe they'll do everything to get him. But there has been reports of Neymar and Hazard also, who both play left wingers. So how do you think they will go all about that part of the pitch, and if they were playing together? It's either Hazard or Neymar stroke Mbappé. So one of the two, Neymar or Mbappé. And if they don't get there, they will try to get Hazard. But the plan is to actually get one of the two, Mbappé or Neymar. Preferences, first Mbappé, then Neymar. The idea is to convince PSG. PSG insist 5,000%, they say. They won't go. And Neymar's dad has said, only today, that he's negotiating a new deal for Neymar to stay at PSG. So it's not as it used to be when Real Madrid identified a target and went for it and got him. Not like that anymore. They don't have the financial power that other clubs have. Plus, they are rebuilding the stadium. So and they want to do a big rebuild. So they cannot just go to PSG and say, "There you are," because PSG is a richer club right now. The plan, as I said, is the priority is Mbappé. They will try the best. PSG are saying no chance. With Neymar will be the same. if Mbappe doesn't come out, I don't think Neymar would either. And then if they don't arrive to Real Madrid, they will try to get basically Hazard. So we've got from School Bash, says, is Eden Hazard really number one in Zidane's transfer targets, as most of the media says? What would that mean for Vinicius and Asensio? I only took this question because of the second part. Nothing will happen to Vinicius and Asensio. They will have to fight for the place. Neither of them are going to be sold. Vinicius is only 18. In the case of Asensio, 22. He needs better players around him to be what he did with the Spain. I don't know if you saw the Spain-Norway, for instance. He was magnificent. He actually intervened a lot. He's got quality, he's got vision, he can shoot from outside the box, he created chances. So he's a very useful player for Real Madrid and will continue at Real Madrid. So, having a little bit of a bitter gas, that's what it is. And Mark, MUFC, another Manchester United fan, always happy to hear from Manchester United fans. Is the Real Madrid rumours true again, or is it the pressure stirring things up? Don't always blame the press. Sometimes it's the agents who are negotiating a new contract for a player, and then it's a good opportunity to put the name out there. It does happen. And no, Real Madrid are not after the Gea, even though they want a better Courtois. There's been a little bit of pressure on Courtois. I said it myself. I think we need to see a better version of him. Navas is the number one now for Zidane, and it's a challenge for Courtois that he hasn't felt for a long while. Because remember, what he was in his early 20s, not even 20 yet. I think he was at Atletico Madrid as number one already. So all his career has been the preferred choice. Right now, he's got to find his place. The last one is on Coutinho. Kusi Ben says, is it true Phil Coutinho is on the market? Besides, what is the possibility he may be heading back to Liverpool? Liverpool are not interested in bringing him back, but Barcelona don't want to sell. The stories come from nowhere. There's no intention to sell Coutinho. Coutinho has to improve, certainly. We haven't seen his best version, and we've discussed this at length during the season, but Barcelona don't have the intention of selling him. That's what they're saying. They don't want to sell. So then the rest is just, in this case, I'm not convinced it's just the media. I'm convinced that behind the stories there's a real push to make him attractive to the Premier League in case Barcelona decide to sell him. But it's been meetings with representatives in Barcelona, and the conclusion has said we're not moving from where we are. Coutinho, it's very important to decide. Now, my question is, do they say that, Barcelona? Because at this point, that's what they have to say, and because it's the important part of the season. When you want the best Coutinho, I don't know. Because what we're hearing is that the club are saying he's not for sale. And with that, remember, I'll be back next week with more Ask Guillem. Right now, I think I'm going to have a little bit of a break for a few days. I deserve it. But I'll be catching up with everything from Thursday, Friday. We will be doing, of course, with 5 Live, we'll do the Football Daily podcast. That will be my return to work. Meanwhile, I'm just going to enjoy a little bit of that sun and that sea. Speak to you later. Bye.